Hi everybody, David here. Hope you're well, hope you've had a good week. This week I'd like to talk to you about upselling. Now, lots of people have lots of different ideas about what that means, but the fact of the matter is if it's done properly, upselling can have a number of very positive effects on your business, whether or not you're an e-commerce business doing stuff automatically, or whether or not you're actually doing it when people are receiving inbound telephone calls or you're making outbound telephone calls. So, three key things that upselling can do. One, it can increase customer happiness because you're talking to them about other things that would be good for them to have or do. Number two, you can increase their retention because you're providing them with a broader range of products and services. They think you are the go-to place. They assume, they believe, they can begin to know, like, and trust you in that way. And number three is you get more revenue from them. Now, a good example of some great upselling would be one of our clients. We did some training with their customer service team, and one of the team got it. You know, so okay, well, I see what this is all about. And within a couple of days, I got an email saying that they'd had an inbound telephone call from a customer who was looking for a brand new Barber jacket. So this was about £350, not a cheap purchase, but nonetheless. He then said, well, actually, we've got this great pair of trousers, we've got this under jacket, we've got this hat. You know, these would go very well with your brand new Barber jacket. And successfully sold this to the customer. And the customer went from spending £300 odd to nearly £900. So a massive difference. And in fact, the customer was very delightful, said, my wife's going to kill me, but I'm really looking forward to wearing all my new stuff. So three sort of big messages there. If it's properly done by the right people, it can increase customer retention, it can increase the amount of revenue that you generate, and definitely made this person super happy. But I think people often confuse upselling with cross-selling. So let's get into the definition of that a little bit, shall we? So an upsell would be if you phone up and you want to buy a 40-inch HD TV and they sell you a 60-inch enormous colour TV. That would be an upsell. A cross-sell would be if you buy the same product or maybe an upgraded product, but they also sell you a PlayStation or some other gizmo that connects to it. So that would be a cross-sell. So a couple of good examples there. Now, when done right, upselling really deepens the relationship that you have with your customers. I had an experience of this on my way a lot, staying in hotels. So checked into this particular hotel, very nice it was, and they said, well, if you want breakfast and some other bits and pieces, it's normally £49, but if you do it now at check-in, it's £29. Now, from my perspective, it feels like a win because I'm getting a big discount. I also know I'm going to get fed the following morning. But secondly, from their perspective, two things has happened here. Firstly, they've got some more money out of me, some more margin. And the second thing is it gives them another opportunity to demonstrate how good they are when I pitch up for breakfast the following morning. So, big takeaways there. The next thing is that it's a damn sight easier to sell, to upsell or cross-sell to your existing customers than it is to new customers. And there's some research out there that would indicate that the probability of selling or upselling to brand new customers is somewhere between 5 and 20%. I think it's closer to 5. And the probability of selling or upselling to existing customers is up around the 60 or the 70% mark. Now, from my perspective, I know which odds I'd rather play. So when you're thinking about this process, have a look at your business, and do you disproportionately focus on trying to upsell or cross-sell to brand new customers when actually the smart money would be with selling or cross-selling to your existing customer base? Now, the third big takeaway today is that it can also increase your customer life value. We call it CLV, unsurprisingly, customer life value. Now, an example of this would be one of my mates drives a high-end motor car. Unfortunately, it broke down. And whilst he was on the telephone to the recovery person who was organising stuff, they said, actually, I've been looking at your account And for a relatively small amount of money, because you'll do this, you've been a loyal customer for a period of time, we can upgrade you to our top level of service that will give you this all kinds of additional benefits. And actually it only cost him an extra £100 a year. But the fact of the matter is he's been a customer of these people for about 15 years, and he's likely to be a customer for another 15 years. So the person on the other end of that phone, clearly very well trained, used that as an opportunity to not only sort his problems, he's stuck in the side of the road in his swanky car and not going anywhere, but also to talk about new products and services, and got him upsold, and everybody won in that instance. He feels that he hasn't wasted 15 minutes or so, and they have made him very happy because he's now upgraded his whole account to all kinds of bells and whistles. So this week's blog is all about upselling and cross-selling. Have a good look at that. I think there's some real nuggets in there for you. My final point to you would be is if you're going to do this, introduce it gently. Pick the right people in your business if you're customer facing in that way, but also measure everything that you do. One of our other clients has recently introduced speedy order processing as an upgrade, as well as moving people from standard delivery to courier delivery. And we were in a management meeting only this Wednesday, just gone, where we were looking at the statistics around that, and they were pretty compelling, not only because of the additional margin that it was generating, but it was also delivering a whole bunch of new efficiencies to the business, as well as a lot of happy customers who were now able to take advantage of these new products and services through the upsell and cross-sell process. So there you have it. There's a load more in the blog about this particular area, upselling and cross-selling, and how you can add value, make your customers happier, create more margin. So head over to the blog and have a look, and I'll talk to you next week. Cheers everyone.